folks. It's time for me to lay you on with a quote. A quote from Luther Van Dam of Coach. As he goes, "Yeah!" I don't know whether anybody heard that. Here we go again. Yeah! That's what I have to say about what happened on Friday night in the Dome. A game changer of a victory for the Cuse. The biggest victory this team has had in over 30 years, even including the Penn State victory in their magical 1987 season. What a win! They were 23-point underdogs to the second-ranked team in the country. Clemson came in thinking, we're just going to be the badasses of the ACC again, especially with Florida State kind of being on a downward thing this year. But Clemson found out what it's like to come into the big house. And yes, big victory by the Orange. Dino Babers and the team were ready. A big game-changing 27-24 victory against the second-ranked team in the country, which is no longer the second-ranked team. And what a show of class. Well done. That's what I have to say to the Cuse. Job well done. And like I've said on Facebook and like I'm saying now, this is a game changer for the Cuse. They talked about Dino Babers changing the tempo of this team, making it fast is the new way for the Orange. Well, you know what? I think Dino Babers' team may be starting to hit their stride. But part of me's wondering, why couldn't they do this against Middle Tennessee? Of course, early in the season, they're still working out their kinks. But you know, it's going to bring a lot of good attention to the Orange now. We've been waiting a long time for this. A lot of recruits, good potential recruits, probably are going to start looking at the Orange now that we're back in the national spotlight for good things. And can we keep this momentum going the rest of the season and going forward? Because we got big games coming up against Miami, Florida State, and Louisville on the road. And also we got Wake Forest and Boston College coming up at home. What looked to be a close but no cigar season definitely is saying, hey, maybe the Orange can make a bowl game and make some more noise. But boy, did they make noise Friday night, just like I did at the beginning of this broadcast. And how nice it was to see Cuse fans charge in the field after the game, especially like what happened 33 years ago in that game-changing win over Nebraska, the number 1 ranked Nebraska, and especially after that great victory against Virginia Tech, where Donovan McNabb got physically sick and on the final play threw the winning touchdown to Stephen Brzezinski. This was a game changer. Good job, Cuse. Let's keep it forward against Miami. And I'm going to go from my euphoria over the Orange to my euphoria now for Mynderse. Yeah, finally, it feels good to finally have a winning record in Finger Lakes football play. 4-3, even if it was against Nichols. But you know, maybe the Blue Devils may be finally starting to turn the corner themselves, because it always seemed as though we were aiming for the Connors and Ferris Bowls. You know, it feels good to finally have a winning record, to be on the winning side. And especially when you got good play from the quarterback, Hunter Hothouse, and also good players like Quentin Battle to lead the Blue Devils finally to the Section 5 tournament. But of course, what's going to happen when we get there? We're the 8th seed in Class C, and guess who our opponent is? A team that 2 weeks ago at Waterloo's homecoming game pasted the Indians, East Rochester Gananda. Well, you know what? We can always hope that Mynderse could do what Syracuse did to Clemson, although in some ways it's wishful thinking. But I have to say to the Blue Devils, great job, especially because it was Mynderse' homecoming game. And the thing is, I have to say, looking at pictures of all of the players, and especially some of the ladies there for the Mynderse student body, you look good, especially Quentin Battle, even if he does look like Odell Beckham Jr., Seneca Ball style. And also, I have to say kudos to the Waterloo Indians, who made the Section 5 tournament, even if your game is going to be against Livonia, the number 2 seed in Class B. But all I have to say is, you know what? Maybe this is an impetus for the athletic directors to finally say, hey, Mynderse and Waterloo needs to meet on the gridiron. And I also have to say, hopefully this is the impetus to have Mynderse and Waterloo meet on the volleyball court. Another successful Dig Pink tournament for the Waterloo volleyball team, led by Crystal, don't call me Champagne, Kent. And I mean, this is the final week for regular season for the Waterloo Indian volleyball team. But alas, no game against Mynderse. Come on, guys. We're only a few miles apart. We gotta meet. But it's getting to be Section 5 time for all fall sports. Good job, Blue Devils. And last but not least, I want to talk about Colin Kaepernick. Seems as though he's starting to think, oh, he's been blackballed because of his national anthem protest. Well, you know what? The only thing is, you brought it on yourself, man. You started a movement that has definitely disrespected this country, disrespected people like me. Of course, what can you say? I mean, Trump with his comments caused players to start kneeling all over the league. Nearly caused me to boycott the Bills games for maybe a week. But then I decided, impulsiveness isn't the way to go here. But I mean, he's now suing NFL owners saying, oh, they're colluding to keep him out of the NFL. No, the only person you colluded with is yourself, especially starting this thing, and especially starting with your play, as you weren't exactly the best quarterback to begin with, although certain skeptics will say, yeah, but he led the 49ers to the Super Bowl. But then he found out, hey, his style of play isn't cohesive with NFL play. Colin Kaepernick, you know what? Stop crying. We've had enough of your BS, and we've had enough of you. You know what? I wouldn't mind if you just faded away. You know what? Other teams may have wanted to sign you, but, alas, you brought this on yourself, dude. And that's all I have time for this week. And again, what a big victory by the Cuse. Keep it going. Yeah!